All right. Check 1, 2. Mic's working. Looks like we got chat. Looks like we got chat. All right. Let's get some people in here. Let's get some people in here. Let's see. Chat. Let's get some people in here. Let's see. Chat. Let's get some people in here. Oh, shit. I'm sorry. Hold on. My phone's going back through. Let's see. All right. Let's get some people in here. Let's go. Tennessee, big win today. Zeta, what are you doing? All right. Big win today. Don't know how we did it, but we got it done. How about that? There was a lot going on in this game. A lot of times I thought we were cooked, chat. A lot of times that I thought we were cooked. And somehow, some way, we were able to get it going. And we live back in action. Sending it out to the cronies. Yeah, I don't need chat fighting each other for me. It's all good. There's enough for me to share, I promise. Tennessee 41, Mississippi State 34. A lot of lead changes, a lot of mistakes from Tennessee in this game, but a lot of big plays, especially from our defense. We seem to have a couple bad plays defensively. You know, you think back to, I think it was third quarter, maybe fourth quarter, big pass down the field. The announcer said it was cover 2. Unless it was just absolutely blown coverage, I don't think that it was cover 2 at all. But dude, wide open down the sideline. Luckily, we were able to get the tackle, force a field goal. Tennessee put together a great drive there at the end. I think we got the ball with 7 minutes, 59 seconds to go, and drove it all the way down the field, milked the clock all the way to below 2 minutes. So I have the stats for the game, the box score. I also have a little game recap that I put together that we can go through. Overall, great win for Tennessee. I said before the season even started that this was going to be a trap game, and it seemed to be exactly that for a while. But luckily, we were able to come out on top. And once you think back to the Georgia game, we got into overtime. Georgia dogged us. They absolutely dogged us. Scored a touchdown in 2 plays. And it seemed to be levels to this when we were playing Georgia. And then when we get to overtime with Mississippi State, we Georgia'd them. So Mississippi State, they were undefeated coming into this game. Like Griffin said, a great team. Their running game was good. We let up a lot of yards on the ground today, but it wasn't ugly. I mean, it was ugly. It wasn't pretty. It was ugly, but we got the win. In the post game, I heard Coach Heupel on the radio saying it was ugly, but the good guys got the win today. And I agree wholeheartedly. Not to say that Mississippi State and Fluff Bothwell are bad guys, but yeah, I think ball doesn't lie. We had a lot of penalties that kind of cost us. Bad penalties, shouldn't have been called. They were called, and we fought through them. We got the win overall. Joey Aguilar looked decent today, 24 of 40. Not the best completion percentage, but he did throw for 335 yards, a touchdown, 2 interceptions that could have been better passes, let's be honest. Not in the best spot, not the greatest placement on those passes, but they were tipped up into the air. So it's one of those, 2 of those interceptions that have the asterisk and, went off the receiver's hands. Not necessarily the quarterback's fault, but let's see. Chat's going off. Shout out chat. Josh in here, Amber in here, Griffin, Jacob, everybody. We got 5. Maybe that's all 5 of us, but Aguilar also had 7 carries on the ground, 21 yards, and a touchdown to tie the game there late in the fourth quarter. Deseasn Bishop, 11 carries, 72 yards, and a touchdown in overtime. Star Thomas, 10 carries, 33 yards. Our receivers stepped up today. Couple bad drops. But overall, great game on the outside. Mike Matthews, 6 receptions, 118 yards. That's 19.7 average. Chris Brazzell, 6 receptions, 105 yards, a touchdown, 17.5 yards per catch. Miles Kitselman, 42 yards on 4 receptions. Braylen Staley had 4 receptions for 41 yards. Defense, couple bad plays defensively. Not the best run defense that we've ever seen today, but like I said, Mississippi State's pretty good, especially on the ground. Colton Hood had a pick 6. Tyree West, 2 sacks, a forced fumble that was scooped and scored by Joshua Josephs. Caleb Herring with 1.5 sacks. Dominic Bailey with a sack as well. Mississippi State had Blake Shapen, 18 of 29, 180 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. Fluff Bothwell, 23 carries, 134 yards, 2 touchdowns, both inside, right outside the goal line. Devon Booth also with a 5-yard touchdown on 17 carries, 58 yards total. So let me see the chat. How do we feel, chat? How do we feel about the game today? Like I said, wasn't pretty, but overall got the job done, and we're able to just stack one in the win column. Mississippi State was undefeated. Luckily for us, we were able to give them their first loss of the year. Griffin says, feel good, but defense needs its depth back ASAP. How do we feel about David Sanders making his first appearance on the offensive line? I saw his first play. They're like, hey, we're putting you in the game. I hope you're warmed up. Let's pull you all the way from right tackle all the way to kick out the left outside linebacker on the play. And he did just that, popped him hard enough where it looked like the outside linebacker might have been shaken up a little bit on that play. I don't think he came out or anything, but then later on in that drive, this is the long drive where we, milked the clock and got a touchdown there at the end. He had a false start, but yeah, I see Coach Heupel has some time management problems. We'll get into that here in just a second. I think, thinking back to the Georgia game as well, that some of those decision making as far as time management goes could be a lot better. But overall, hey, we got the win. Can't be mad at that. Starting out in the first quarter, first drive, Tennessee defense held Mississippi State to a 3-and-out before Braylen Staley muffed a punt, giving Mississippi State great field position. That was capped off by a 5-yard touchdown run by Fluff Bothwell to make it 7-0 early Mississippi State. Tennessee's drive moved the ball down the field next, but had to settle with a 38-yard field goal from Max Gilbert to make it 7-3. On the ensuing drive, Blake Shapen had a ball deflected into the hands of Colton Hood, who did return it for that touchdown, like I said earlier. That made the score 10-7. A lot of lead changes in this game. A lot of lead changes. It was just a great thriller back and forth between the Mississippi State Bulldogs and Tennessee Volunteers. Mississippi State overcame a big sack on first down that next drive, drove down the field, leading to a 5-yard touchdown from Devon Booth that made it 14-10 Mississippi State. I agree that last drive had me crashing out as well, Josh. It did. Hey, Josh, let me know. Are you still at dead end? We got a crowd watching this right now. I would love for you to say yes to that. Even if you're keeping Tori staying at work late. On into the second quarter, Tennessee stalled, punting to Mississippi State. They drove down and had a 50-yard field goal that was good, made the score 17-10 Bulldogs. Roughing the passer on the next drive moved Tennessee along to a 15-yard touchdown from Aguilar to Chris Brazzell. That tied the game up at 17, which was the score going into half. But before halftime, Bulldogs had a drive going before The Vols defense forced a punt with a third down sack. And then from their own 10, Aguilar found Brazzell with a 35-yard strike. Crazy catch. I'm sure that'll be on SportsCenter Top 10 tonight. The Vols convert on a 4th and 2, but missed a field goal from 53 yards with Max Gilbert, and it was tied 17-17 at half. Shout out Griffin. Shout out Dead End Barbecue, best barbecue place in the whole state of Tennessee, not only Knoxville. On into the third quarter, the Vols got the ball to start the second half. We moved the ball pretty comfortably to the red zone and then had to settle with a 27-yard field goal from Gilbert. Gilbert did have a miss on the day. I'm sure, it was right before a half. 53 yards. Hey, I said after he missed that game-winning kick against Georgia, he wasn't going to miss any more game winners. But we didn't need him to today, thank goodness. But we'll get to that here in just a second. The score was 20-17 Tennessee after that 27-yard field goal by Gilbert. And after a couple flags and negative plays on the next drive, Mississippi State missed a 42-yard field goal. I think it was 3rd and 23 at one point before that. The Vols' next drive was sparked with a screen to Mike Matthews, who had a 35-yard gain before a tip pass again picked off by the Bulldogs defense. Mississippi State capped off the next drive with a 5-yard touchdown run by Fluff Bothwell. 24-20 was the score. Mississippi State took the lead before Aguilar threw a bomb to Brazzell that was called back for a offensive pass interference. Chat, let me know what you think about that offensive pass interference call. I need some more input on this. I don't like blaming refs. I don't. But it seemed like the refs were terrible in this game. Luckily, it didn't cost us the game. It would be I'd have a much different mindset right now if that did cost us the game. Not an offensive pass interference. Worst OPI call in history. Bro fell. Brazzell did have his hands on him, but it did look like it wasn't anything where Brazzell's hands made him fall. Maybe in real time it kind of looked like that, but when you look at the replay, obviously it slowed down. We get to look at it in slow motion. Wasn't pretty though. Wasn't pretty. On into the fourth quarter, Mississippi State was held to a 3-and-out before the Bulldogs ran a fake punt on 4th and 7, converted it. I thought the game was over. Not to overreact early in the fourth quarter. We were already down 4 points. Offensive pass interference gets called back. We got a punt and then hold them to a 3-and-out next drive, and then they convert on 4th and 7. But with that drive staying alive, Shapen was hit by Tyree West, forced a fumble on the hit that was scooped up and returned by Joshua Josephs for a touchdown, putting us back in the lead 27-24. On that next drive, Shapen dropped back on 2nd and 9, threw a bomb to Aiden Williams, who was tackled around the 25-yard line. That was the blown coverage that I was talking about. Like I said, the announcer said it was cover 2. For whatever reason he said that. If it was cover 2, we wouldn't have had just one safety high in the middle of the field. But whatever confusion there was between the quarterback and strong safety, they were both covering the flat and just let the outside receiver run straight down the field. He threw his hand up right when he went past the cornerback, realized he was wide open, and Shapen hit Williams down the sideline. Luckily enough, we were able to get that stop and force them to kick a field goal. 39-yard field goal was good to tie the game at 27. Aguilar then threw another pick off a deflection. The Bulldogs returned the ball to the 15 of Tennessee. This is where I knew the game was over. I knew the game was over at this point. Luckily, it wasn't. But they went down to the 15 of Tennessee off that interception. Shapen got to the goal line, faked a handoff, threw a touchdown pass to retake the lead. Great job by the receiver to keep his feet in bounds and reach for the pylon for the Bulldogs. Great effort right there. But luckily for Tennessee, that was the last points that Mississippi State scored in that game. 34-27 was a score with Mississippi State in the lead. Tennessee got the ball with 7:59 remaining, milked the clock all the way down past the 2-minute timeout, all the way down the field. Man, that drive was forever long. But yeah. Luckily for us, we were able to cap that long drive off with success and some points. Aguilar was able to I love this play, by the way. So ball on the right hash. You got Aguilar in shotgun. You bring out, I think it was 2 tight ends, maybe 3 or maybe 2 and a fullback. Line them overload the right side, short side of the field. And what I love about this is you got a running back in the backfield with you, but direct snap to the quarterback, tuck and run to that right side where you got all those blockers. They do their jobs. And whenever, instead of a handoff, that takes a quarterback out of a play. But if the quarterback takes the shotgun snap, keeps the ball himself, use that running back as an extra blocker, you get that extra man out there to create some space and create some lanes for Joey Aguilar, who ran it in from 7 yards out to tie the game at 34. Tennessee was able to hold Mississippi State, get the ball back with about 1:30 to go. And then we get to that questionable clock management that left Tennessee with the last-second heave as time expired that fell to the turf. Even if it was a touchdown, it was called back due to holding on the offensive line. So I went back and obviously I was watching this a little bit as I was at work earlier and tried to go back and watch the highlights and set this recap up. It didn't really show that last drive, with less than a minute to go. But I do remember we ran a play and then ran like 20 seconds off the clock. That's okay if you're trying to set yourself up with a field goal. Maybe you're on the plus side of the 50. You're trying to make sure that you have the ball in a great position to have the ball with a last play, last second field goal, game winner. But when you're at your own like 30-yard line and you're wasting 25 seconds, it's no timeouts are used, nothing like that. You put yourself in a position where if you don't gain a whole lot of yards in the next play or two, then you're behind. And we did finish regulation with 2 timeouts in our back pocket. I didn't like that. We should have had one of those timeouts used right there. Use a couple plays to get the ball up the field, go out of bounds. I mean, it's a 2-minute drill, 1-minute drill. It's simple. It's simple. You don't waste 25 seconds off of one play when you're at your own 30-yard line or whatever it was. But luckily for us, it did not bite us in the butt. We were not able to score before regulation ended. It went into overtime. And then, like I said, we Georgia'd Mississippi State, just like Georgia did to us when we played them in Neyland Stadium 2 weeks ago. Deseasn Bishop, first play, 25 yards down the sideline, broke a tackle, ran it in for a touchdown, 25 yards out, took the 41-34 lead. Mississippi State moved the ball a couple plays, first and goal, and Tennessee was able to hold them on 4th down with a great defensive stand to end the game. And the Vols are now 1-1 in SEC play, 4-1 overall. Mississippi State also drops to 4-1, 0-1 in the SEC. Luckily for us, we were able to get the win today. So, chat, talk to me. How do we feel going forward? How do we feel about we got the bye week this week, and then I think it's Arkansas that we got to take on. Let me check that out real quick. So, yeah, bye week this week. Then we got Arkansas before we travel to Tuscaloosa. Then a road trip to the grocery store stadium, Kroger Field at Kentucky, before we host Josh Heupel's alma mater, Oklahoma, who is undefeated right now. They're still ranked number 7. That'll be the first game in November 1st. Another bye week after that before we have homecoming against New Mexico State. and then hit the road to Florida, and then host Vanderbilt Thanksgiving weekend. So how are we feeling? How are we feeling, guys? Shout out Dirty Higgins. Welcome in. Welcome in. Go Big Orange. Yeah, glad we're on the bye. Arkansas looked awful today, says Griffin. Might have seen Sam Pittman's last game. Hey, maybe so. Arkansas absolutely got demolished by Notre Dame today. A lot of nail biters. We saw the Georgia Tech and Wake Forest game. I think Georgia Tech ended up squeaking that one out. Vanderbilt took care of Utah State, did not cover the 23.5, won 55-35. Ole Miss got the win over, I would say upset win over LSU, but they were at home. They were favored in that one. So I did have the Alabama game on. Something happened on my TV. Let's try that again. Alabama up 24-21 right now in the fourth quarter. Let's see if I can pull that game back up. I had my eyes on that one. Alabama's favored to win right now. Georgia with the ball at their own 14, 2nd and 1. Yeah, I just saw that play. 8 minutes to go. Georgia with the ball at their own 14. Now 2nd and 1, 24-21 is the score. Alabama in the lead. Oregon up 17-10 right now over Penn State. What is the I know there's still a couple games going on right now, but so far with this Saturday and a couple games last night, what do we see as the big headline right now, guys, in this and girls in this week? What is it? Week 5? Week 5, right? I don't think Tennessee's had a bye week yet. South Carolina up big on Kentucky right now, 35-13. Kentucky, you're not that guy, pal. You're not that guy. I can't wait to go to Kentucky here later on this season. That should be an easy win. Now that I'm saying that, we'll probably somehow lose, but let's see if I can find some more scores for today. Also, forgot to mention Florida State last night. Ooh, big loss for the Seminoles. I just want to take a second also to say 46-38 win for Virginia in overtime last night over the number 8 Florida State Seminoles, who have to play Miami this week. Ooh, 2 losses in a row. Let's see. TCU fell to Arizona State 27-24. That win kind of makes Mississippi State look a little bit better. Illinois with a nail-biter win over USC 34-32 today. Notre Dame absolutely crumbled Arkansas 56-13. Let's see. Let's catch up on the chat. Penn State is overrated. Yep. Penn State might be overrated. Yeah, we'll see. Still have a chance in that game. It's not over yet. Penn State shouldn't have a program after covering for Sandusky. Yeah, that's I'm not going to get into that, but nobody's going to forget that. LSU equals frauds should be the headline. I feel you, Griff. I hate to say it, but yeah, the U all the way. Shout out Miami. I want to see a big Miami win this week. Florida State Virginia game was so fun to watch. I agree. And yeah, we need to put what is it, an APB? What something signal out for Squirrel White? Is he okay? He got swarmed up. I didn't get to the point that I was trying to make earlier, but yeah, that Virginia game, I don't know how you let a couple thousand people just stand outside of the field of play while the game is still going on. Like, I understand storming the field. First of all, Tennessee made that cool. All right. I hate to say it. I hate to be that guy. Tennessee made that look cool whenever we beat Alabama a couple years ago for the first time in 15 years. It was very, very deserving when we did it. I was hoping, obviously, to get a win against Georgia 2 weeks ago, but I was really hoping if we did get the win that we would not storm the field, because I think you just really need to savor that for monumental victories. And I know we hadn't beat Georgia in now 9 years or so, after a couple weeks ago, but yeah, that since that Alabama game, it seems like everybody's trying to storm the field when you beat a top 15 team. I don't think that's how it should be. But as far as Virginia goes, how do you do that? How do you let people just stand in the back of the end zone while the game's still going? Yeah, I don't know. And it was just so instant, so sudden. As soon as the ball was intercepted, everybody started running on the field. Players were still like on the ground, didn't have a chance to even get up before just a stampede rolled in. That is a great example of why. That's a great example of why teams and schools get fined for storming the field. It puts the players at safety. It's fun for the fans. I get it. It's a viral moment. It definitely went viral last night. And as far as the optics or the what am I trying to say? As far as how it looked really cool. It looked really cool, but you can't have that happen. You just can't do that. You can't do that. So Tennessee has a bye week this week, looking for a couple guys to get healthy. Jamal McCoy has been he's been looking to from what I understand, the Arkansas game is when he should be able to hopefully come back and help out that Tennessee defense. So maybe one more bye week, get David Sanders in there. We got to see him play today. Make sure he's all tuned up, ready to go. I think he should be the starter. The Arkansas game will be a home game. It'll be a revenge game as well from last year. Because of the Arkansas game, we were not in the SEC championship. We were not hosting the first round of the college football playoffs. We had to go to Ohio State, and we all know what happened. We all know what happened there. So, yeah, crazy for a 40,000 plus capacity stadium. They used lawn seats for the student section. I did notice that. I went back and looked at the highlights, and it was like a little grassy hill that everybody was standing on, which makes it a little bit more understandable why they couldn't necessarily hold everybody back. But you got to figure that out. You got to put up some guardrails or something. I don't know. Got to get back to work, but I'll try to check out. Yeah. Hey, shout out Dirty Higgins. Thanks for joining in. Hopefully we can get that subscriber. $1 Million Radio is something that we do every week, recorded on Mondays and normally out by Wednesday or so. Go do your job, Dirty Higgins. Appreciate you joining in. Hope you have a good night. Go Big Orange. Couple more scores from today. Texas A&M took care of business at home, 16-10 over Auburn. The spread was 6.5, so Auburn got the cover on that one. Ohio State 24-6 at Washington. Ole Miss defeated LSU 24-19. Indiana minus 9.5 did not cover on the road at Iowa, 20-15. They did win over Iowa. Iowa State over Arizona 39-14. We've got Oregon still up 17-10. They do have the ball with what looks to be time expiring. 4 seconds left, 4th and 17 at their own 28. So I don't know how they're going to do this play, but do you punt the ball and risk a kick return? Do you just snap the ball, run out the back of the end zone? Let's see. I'd say Oregon probably. Oh, hold on. Something might have just happened. It says Penn State 1st and 10 from the Oregon 28, but 0 seconds on the clock. So we'll have to see about that. Alabama still up 24-21 with 3 minutes to go. They've got the ball at their own 12-yard line, 24-21 over Georgia right now. Colorado up on number 25, BYU 14-0 in that first quarter. That's going to be the late game, the Pac-12 after dark type of game, although it is a Big 10 or a Big 12 game. That's right. All this conference realignment, I can't keep up. Bama's getting the ball back with 3:19 left. Do they choke it? No, they don't, Griff. No, they don't. Ty Simpson is that guy. And I'm not just biased when I say that. Yeah. Man, that first game against Florida State, everybody was dogging Alabama, but everybody was also dogging Ty Simpson. I didn't get it. I didn't get it. Ty Simpson was the silver lining in that game for Alabama. But OT in the PSU game, Penn State, did they force overtime? Did they what happened? I need to pull up my completely legal streaming site and check that out real quick. Let's see if I can tune in. Make sure the sound's off. Don't need that coming through the broadcast. All right, let's pull this up real quick. Gotta tune in. I wanna see this one. I want to see how they forced overtime, if that's what happened. All right, got it on. Drew Aller looks like he's warming up, so the game's definitely not over. So I wish they would pull up a graphic or something. James Franklin, 4-4 in overtime as a head coach. I'm guessing that's not just Penn State, but maybe his whole career. Yeah, it looks like it is overtime. Touchdown with 30 seconds left. Wow. First overtime game as a head coach for Dan Lanning. This is big. This is big. I'm going to live react to the end of this game for sure. I wish I could find a way to hold my phone up. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. This is fun. I like this. All right, I've got too much clutter up here. One of these days, I'm going to declutter everything. So let's get this set up real quick. Real quick, lack. So they're doing the coin toss, going over the overtime rules. This is fun. I like this. Just need to make sure my stream doesn't crap out on me. Alabama with the ball, 2nd and 3, 2:40 to go, still up 24-21 at their own 19-yard line. Coin toss is happening for Penn State. Looks like Oregon won. They're going to head to defense first. Alabama calls a timeout. 2 minutes, 32 seconds remaining. So that's going to hit a commercial break as hopefully we get this game going, this overtime period. Penn State's going to get the ball first. Let's see if I can. All right. Number 6, Oregon at number 3, Penn State. Oregon 4-0, Penn State 3-0, tied at 17 going into overtime. Hope you took the under unless this goes into 8 overtimes, which, we've seen happen before. We've seen that happen before. All right. Yeah, I've really wanted to test out this live reaction before. Shout out Tennessee getting the win today if you're just joining. Now we have moved on. We are live reacting to Penn State. You got a wide receiver motion, jet sweep, and gains probably 3 yards on the first play of overtime, heading to 2nd down, Penn State with the ball. Hey, they ain't no Tennessee. They ain't scoring on the first play of overtime now. Come on. They ain't no Deseasn Bishop out there for the Nittany Lions. Griffin, I'm down to have you for the next one. We just got to figure out how to get multiple camera angles because my space ain't big enough for the both of us in here. I'm in my little nook and cranny right now. Read option, Penn State hands the ball off. Oh, breaks a couple tackles, gets tackled around the 4-yard line. So that's going to set up the Nittany Lions 1st and goal. They do have the first possession here in this overtime period. Read option, the defender looked like he was going with the man in motion, receiving the handoff, but he hesitated and went more towards Drew Aller, who handed the ball off, and Penn State was able to get about probably 17 or so yards right there. First and goal from the 4. Penn State with the ball. Line up, single back, under center. Another wide receiver motion to the right, overloaded on the right. 2 tight ends out there. Handoff up the middle. They're going to break a tackle into the end zone. Penn State now with the lead. Ooh. Ooh, the wideout's going crazy. Josh, I don't know if he's still with us, but he did make a good point. Why is Penn State doing a wideout yet they're the only ones wearing navy jerseys? That's a good point. That's a good point. Mississippi State did their whiteout right. Shout out to the Bulldogs. They wore all white uniforms, head to toe. Stands, everybody in there was wearing white. It looked really cool. Tennessee was able to wear the orange breeches today because of that. Yeah, I'm getting in the bag. I'm getting in the bag right now. I used to do this for a living, so never had to do multiple games at once though. 2nd and 3. Looks like the game was resumed for Alabama after that timeout. Alabama still with the ball now. 2-yard gain. Looks like setting up 3rd and 1. 2:23 on the clock. Did Georgia call a timeout right there? It looks like the clock stopped. Yep, Georgia calls their first timeout of the second half. 2:23 remaining. 3rd and 1 for Alabama. Looks like, can't remember where it is. They're definitely in their own territory, around the 20 or so. Penn State, extra point is good. 24-17 is the score. Oregon now getting the ball back. Oh, don't freeze up on me right now, stream. Come on. Here it is. 1st and 10 for the Ducks. In the pistol, handoff to the left side, and 3-4 yard gain, 3 yards or so. Did the ball come out right there? I don't know. Doesn't look like it. All right, 2nd down and probably 7 for Oregon. They need a touchdown and an extra point to send this into overtime period number 2. Chat's going off tonight. I appreciate it, chat. The viewers, man, we had a whole 11 viewers the first time I went live, and for whatever reason the microphone wasn't working. And I didn't even change anything. I just had to stop it and start it. We're up to 7 now. Welcome in, everybody. We went over the Tennessee-Mississippi State game, live reaction to that here on this Saturday night. Tennessee with a 41-34 win. Now we've got our eyes on a couple games. The Alabama-Georgia game, still with 2 minutes, 20 seconds. There seemed to be a flag on that 3rd down play. Let's see what that is. So Alabama picked up the 1st down. Then after the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, personal foul on Georgia. So that's going to move the ball up 15 more yards. Ty Simpson with a quarterback keeper for the 1st down. Ty's a dog. Oh, there it is. Yeah, number 1 just jumped on the pile. That's not something you can do. That's not something you can do. All right, I missed this. Oh, Oregon fumbled, but they did recover. 2nd and 13 at the 17-yard line. They need a touchdown. They need an extra point to keep this game alive. And my stream's freezing up. Jeez. And as a quarterback draw up the middle, following his blockers. Oh, and he is stuck. He is absolutely rocked. I wish I knew these players' names, and I also wish teams like Penn State put the names on the back of the jersey so I could at least say that. But number 16 with a just decapitation type hit on Oregon's quarterback. So here it is, 3rd and 8, 24-17 is the score. Penn State on top of Oregon in this first overtime period. Oregon with the ball at their own 12, 3rd and 8, empty backfield. Throw it to a halfback angle route, and it looks like he's tackled a yard short, so that's going to set up a huge 4th down with the game on the line. It will be 4th and 1. Ball at the 5-yard line, it looks like. Georgia, Alabama in a commercial break right now, so we're staying focused with this one. Thanks for everybody tuning in tonight. It's the first time I've ever done this. Won't be the last time. We'll have to see what next week brings, though. I'd love to do it again. Oh, wow. Looked like a helmet-to-helmet targeting hit on that tackle. I'm not sure if this is being reviewed right now. That would be huge. That's absolutely helmet-to-helmet. Lowered his head into the face mask of the running back. Oh, my goodness. That looked awful. I'm a huge football fan. I love big hits just like everybody, but need to make sure we're doing it the right way. I've also taken a few of those hits before, and I don't like them. Yeah, that was so much hyperextension. OMG, I agree. That looked gross. Hyperextension through the whole body as well. So they are officially reviewing this play for the targeting, which is going to, after review, there's no targeting. How is there no targeting? That was the absolute definition of targeting right there. They even went to an official review. It's rigged. Too much money on Oregon. Jokes. Yeah, Penn State fans going crazy. Oregon is 4 of 6 on 4th downs tonight, 4th and 1 at the 5-yard line. Don't know how that wasn't targeting. That's insane. And if Oregon loses on this play right now, I would be going ballistic as a Ducks fan. Oh, and my stream froze right before the ball snapped. That's great. Clip it, chat. All right, here we go. Quarterback draw up the middle. He squirts through for the first down. Okay, all right. Drive still alive. I'm pulling for Oregon right now. I kind of want to see a great game. I mean, it is a great game, but I'd love to see a great ending. Just Georgia Tech it. Might as well 8 overtimes. Let's get it. Oregon just scored. Okay, my stream must be behind, and it also just froze up. So I'm looking at a black screen right now. Oh, come on. Don't they know I'm working here? Okay, hold on. Let's see if I can get that back up. Okay, phone, come on. This isn't what I'm trying to do. Hope I get to see how they scored. Doesn't look like I'm going to, though. Turn it on Peacock. Great idea. Jeez. I've got my TV on the Alabama game right now, so I do have Peacock on my phone. Oh my gosh, you're so smart. Let's do that. Peacock. Let's get it. Oh no, I don't think I'm signed in a Peacock on my phone. Let's see if it's gonna let me. Oh, it might be letting me. Let's get it. All right, Chad, let me know who all's in here. I know we got Amber. I know we got Griffin. We got 4 more in here. Who is it? Reveal yourselves. I need to know who I'm talking to. And if somebody could update me on that play because I missed it. I don't know what happened. We're starting the second overtime. Oregon's going to get the ball. The game is tied at 24. Oregon, if they score a touchdown, they will have to go for a 2-point conversion. All right, we got Big Daddy Mac in the chat. We got 2 more. Who is it? I want to know. So that's going into second overtime. We got Alabama still with the ball, 1:50 on the clock. (24-21) is still the score. Georgia did use a timeout before that. Remember, before that personal foul. 3rd and 1, Ty Simpson, quarterback sneak, jumped on, or he jumped up trying to extend the ball, and As the play was blown dead, somebody else jumped on top of the pile, just supermaned it. Just absolutely full sprawl. So Alabama 12 of 18 on third downs tonight. Georgia only 2 of 8. That's an amazing stat. What a win this would be for Ty Simpson tonight. What an absolute win. I hope they get it. Oregon scored again. Well, Griff, I don't know what stream you're watching, but you are looking at the future right now. 1st and 10 for Oregon, 24-24. First play right here. Single back, man in motion, comes to the backfield, play action, jukes the defender, throws a strike to the 10, and yeah, he scored. First play. Shout out Ducks. Shout out Ducks. Shout out Ducks everywhere. We give all the Ducks tonight. 25-yard touchdown pass to start the second overtime period. Live TV, my friend, antenna. Old school. Griff doing it old school tonight. What is a stream? Jam Miller looked like he broke a run and then slid to keep the ball in bounds. Georgia without any timeouts. 1st and 10. Clock ticking. 1:25 on the clock with the ball at midfield. Alabama in victory formation. Shout out. What a win. As long as no fumbled snaps, I don't want to call it too early. Still 1:10 on the clock as time is running out. Alabama now 13 of 19 on third down. Tennessee better get it right. That game here in 3 weeks, it's going to be a tough battle in Tuscaloosa for the Vols. Looks like Oregon did not get the 2-point conversion. Oh, no. Threw an interception. Oh, no. Are they able to – did they tackle him? Yes, they tackled him. Oh, and he fumbled. And then Penn State picked it back up. Okay. All right. Alabama actually gets the win tonight, 24-21 in between the hedges. Oh, man, Georgia's struggles against the Crimson Tide continue. Big win for Ty Simpson. Congratulations, Ty. Congratulations. What a win. What a win for the hometown boy. Martin, Tennessee represent. Westview, the best view. Don't forget it. State champion. First ever in school history. And only so far until Graham does it here. He's got this year and 2 more years to try to get that done. Oh, Oregon. Oh, what did I miss? Game over. I just missed it. Oh, what happened? Was it an interception? Interception. Wow, Oregon. What a win. Both teams that I wanted to win once I started this stream have both won. Let's get it. That's what I'm talking about. Ladies and gents. Final 2 overtimes, 30-24, Oregon on the road at Penn State in the whiteout. Number 6 takes down number 3. Oregon moves to 5-0. Penn State drops to 3-1. And boy, they better drop in the poll. They were at home. They were the favorite. They're number 3. Went to the semifinals of the college football playoffs. Got your quarterback back. He stayed. Drew Aller. Didn't get it done against the Oregon Ducks. Shout out Dan Lanning. Shout out Oregon. What a win. Ty getting interviewed by Holly Rowe. 24 of 38, 276 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, 4 rushes, 12 yards, and a touchdown for Mr. Simpson, who's always chewing gum. He's always chewing gum. It might be the same piece. How often? What's the over/under on pieces of gum that Ty goes through in one game? Do you think he just starts warming up, throws one in, and it's his lucky piece of the gum for the day? Do you think I'm gonna set the line? 4 quarters. I'm gonna set the line at at 4.5. Do you think he goes over 5 pieces of gum? What do you think? Penn State will move up to number 1 in the polls. Honestly, facts. Might happen. Damn, I'm even more mad now about how UT lost to Georgia. Yeah, don't bring it back up. We've moved past that. Damn, if we would have won that game, dude. If we would have won that game, we would have lost today. I'll say that. I think the way we lost, we proved that we belong. We got the win today on the road. Weirdly hostile environment, like I said on the pod this week. Yeah, Drew Allard just threw a terrible ball. Terrible play call, but terrible ball. He had 3 defenders right there. Oh, that sucks. That sucks. Football gods would have done us dirty. Yes, because we all know Tennessee can't. We can't have what we want. So I'll take a tough loss to Georgia at home, with us proving ourselves and then getting the win on the road at Mississippi State right before the bye week. So yeah, NFL football tomorrow. Let me check out the slate real quick as we wrap this stream up. Thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. Almost we're 51 minutes in. That's insane. I didn't think I'd be able to talk for 15 minutes, much less 50. So let's check out the NFL slate tomorrow. If you haven't already, go check out Public Fades. It came out last night. Got quite a few views already. I haven't even done much to promote it. So that's great. I love that. I need to figure out how to get how to do the thumbnails, because what I'm looking at, the thumbnail of this live video right now is not attractive at all. So Public Fades NFL Week 4 Best Bets is out on YouTube, youtube.com/MDMinds, or since I'm talking to you watching this right now, just click on the profile, I guess. Go subscribe. Please go subscribe. Like the videos. I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers here in the next couple weeks, if possible. Share it with your friends. We got a lot of Vol fans around these parts. Everybody, send the page to a friend that you got. Sunday morning tomorrow, we're getting kicked off 9:30 Eastern time in Dublin, Ireland. It's going to be the Vikings and the Steelers. Minnesota -2.5 favorites. Then the 1 o'clock slate gets started with the Eagles at the Buccaneers. Sneaky good Buccaneers team. This is a game that I think they played in Tampa Bay last year, and Baker Mayfield led them to a win. I think it was week 2, maybe 3 or so. It was early on in the year. Eagles -3.5 on the road. I like the Bucs in that one. Saints at the Bills. I've already talked about this enough in Public Fades. The line has moved from 16.5 to 14.5. So not that gives any guarantees or anything, but 85% of the money's on the Bills. Go check out Public Fades, and no, I guess I kind of just hinted at what the play was, but Saints at Bills tomorrow. Browns at the Lions in that 1 o'clock slate. Lions -9.5. What did that? I guess they are at home. So I was going to say, what does a big line against Cleveland? What did that prove last week with the Packers, who beat the Lions in week 1? But with this being at Detroit, maybe the Browns defense doesn't travel as well. We'll have to see, but 9.5 seems like too much. Titans at the Texans, AFC South battle. Texans -7.5. Don't see them covering that. Chargers at the Giants at 1 o'clock as well. Chargers on the road -6.5. That's going to be a early kickoff time for the Chargers. It's going to be 10 a.m. Pacific time, them playing in New York. So maybe it's a little too early. Maybe they're a little sleepy tomorrow as Jackson Dart gets his first start for the Giants. Commanders at the Falcons, -2.5 for Atlanta. Does anybody know if Jaden Daniels is playing? Because if he is, I like the Commanders as the underdog in that one outright. Panthers at the Patriots. Patriots minus 5.5. We saw what the Panthers did. They've been underdogs plus 5.5. This is 3 weeks in a row. They've covered the last 2 weeks, won outright 30-0 against the Falcons last week. I like the Panthers. And if they can win tomorrow, I think they set themselves up in a good spot to, obviously this is not a divisional game, but maybe they can be playoff contenders. Ooh, that sounds crazy, but who knows? Colts at the Rams. This will start the 4:00 slate. Colts at the Rams minus 3.5 for Los Angeles. Colts are undefeated. They're the most surprising team in the NFL. I don't think that's a hot take. Most surprising team so far in the first 3 weeks. They've got a tough battle on the road against a very good Rams team with Matt Stafford, Puka Nacua, and the boys. Shout out Byron Young, who's in the Ball for Life in the top of the league. He's in the top 4, I think, maybe top 2 in sacks this year. So shout out Ball for Life, Byron Young. UCLA loses again. Let me check that score real quick. Who did they play? What did they do? Who did they lose to? They've got they host Penn State next week, so maybe they get their first win. Oh, Northwestern. Oh, 17-14. Oh, UCLA. Nico did what Nico does, 19 of 27 for 180 yards and 1 touchdown. That's about all you're going to get from him. He did carry the ball 14 times for 65 yards. So, yeah, not much to say right there. I guess their defense scored a touchdown because Nico's 1 touchdown pass is all that I'm seeing offensively. So 17-14 win for Northwestern over UCLA. Also at 4:00 tomorrow in the NFL, Jags at the 49ers. San Francisco minus 3.5 in that one. 4:30 tomorrow. Ravens at the Chiefs. This would be the game of the day if it wasn't for the matchup tomorrow night, Sunday Night Football. Ravens minus 2.5 at Arrowhead. I like 72% of the money on Baltimore. I like the Chiefs in that spot. I really do. Chiefs defense is very good. Obviously, Lamar Jackson is Lamar Jackson. So I don't ever like to bet against him. I will stay away from that game, but wouldn't surprise me if the Chiefs won. Bears at the Raiders. This was another one for another one of the public fades for tomorrow. Go check out that video on the channel. Raiders minus 1.5 and a pick'em, slight favorite. I like the Raiders in that one. Tomorrow night, Sunday Night Football, Packers at the Cowboys. Green Bay on the road at Jerry World, minus 6.5 for the Packers. That's another public fade play. Seems like we still have and move from 90% to 89% of the money on Green Bay. Hey, go check out public fades. I'm going to say it again. Monday Night Football, we got 2 games. Jets at the Dolphins. Miami at home, minus 2.5 point favorites. I think Miami might get their first win of the year. Depending, maybe if Justin Fields plays, it might be a little tougher for them. But Miami's got a lot of things that they need to figure out. They didn't look too bad. Against the Bills, it was a close game there until the end. They did cover plus 11.5, lost 31-21 last Thursday night. So they've had a little mini bye week in between, going from Thursday night to now Monday night. That's probably 10, 11 days. So they've probably been rested up. They're at home. I like Miami in that one. And then the Bengals at the Broncos, also Monday night. Broncos at home, minus 7.5 point favorites. And as long as the line and the percentages stay true, that may be another public fade little clip for our TikTok and Instagram and different socials. Go follow us at MD Minds, MDMINDS on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, all that good jazz. And also subscribe here on YouTube. Who all we got in the chat right now? I'm about to wrap things up, but I wanna thank everybody for tuning in as we are here an hour into the stream somehow. Let me catch back up on what has been said in here. Let's see, football gods, go Bucks, go Bengals. I feel that. Do the Fins get a win this week? I think they do. Yes, but it'll be close. Tua isn't washed just yet. No, he's not washed, but he is mentally unstable. Nico to Sac State. Yeah, you never know. Nico's probably going to be on the move again. I'd say he goes to a ACC school after seeing what happened with Carson Beck so far this year. ACC is just not that great. Here it is. I just figured it out. Nico's going to hit the portal again. He's going to go to Clemson. And Clemson's going to do exactly next year what they're doing this year. I'm calling it right now. I don't know. I have no clue why I just thought of that, but why that just came to me. So, yeah, another good day of football tomorrow. A great day of football today. Let me do another update on all the scores for today. Obviously, Tennessee gets the win at Mississippi State, 41-34 in overtime. Let's see. Week 5 started off last night with a big win for Virginia in overtime over number 8 Florida State, 46-38. TCU falls to Arizona State last night as well, 27-24. Then today, Illinois took down USC in a top 25 battle. Illinois dropped from number 9 to 23 after their blowout loss last week, 63-10 over 63-10 loss to Indiana last week. They beat USC 34-32 today. Number 22 Notre Dame absolutely demolished Arkansas 56-13. Georgia Tech wins a nail biter in overtime 30-29. Georgia Tech at number 16. Vanderbilt takes care of Utah State 55-35. Texas A&M wins over Auburn 16-10. Ohio State on the road at Washington comes away with the victory 24-6. Ole Miss at home today took down number 4 LSU 24-19. Indiana over Iowa on the road 20-15 today. Tennessee defeated Mississippi State in overtime 41-34. Iowa State at home over Arizona 39-14. Oregon with the win in overtime after Penn State ties it right before the game ended. Oregon ended up winning in 2 overtimes tonight, 30-24 at Penn State. What a win for the Oregon Ducks. Missouri defeats UMass 42-6. Has Missouri played anybody yet? For real, has Missouri played anybody? I'm looking at it right now. Last week they beat South Carolina 29-20 at home. Okay. Then why does Google do that? I'll be looking at one score and then it puts me 3 years ago. 29-20 over South Carolina last week. Then before that, 52-10 over Louisiana, 42-31 over Kansas, and 61-6 over Central Arkansas. So South Carolina ended up defeating Kentucky today. I'll see if I can find that score as well. So maybe South Carolina and Lenore Sellers are back now that he's healthy. I don't know. So let's see, where was I at? Google is the worst when it comes to scores. I'll tell you that right now. And then Alabama over Georgia in a big one SEC-wise, 24-21 in between the hedges. Georgia's struggles against the Crimson Tide continue. The Crimson Tide did it tonight. Tide looked very good. Shout out to him. Colorado was up 14-0. Now they're up 14-3 against BYU. BYU has the ball at their own 6 right now. with 4 minutes remaining in the first half. Did I miss anything, guys? I'm about to say my goodbyes. So appreciate everybody for tuning in tonight. Go check out Public Fades to get your plays right for tomorrow. Don't get tricked into falling into the book's traps. The house always wins. Remember that. We're 11-5 on the year in the first 3 weeks of the NFL action. We got 4 plays this week, maybe 5 on Monday night. We'll have to see. Go follow us on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook at MD Minds, MDMINDS. Go check out our website, mdminds.com. Go buy you some merch. Check out the latest videos. I need to update that as well. Yeah, episode 41 of $1 Million Radio is out as well. Just go check out the channel. See if you like something. Go like the videos. Make sure you hit subscribe. I appreciate everybody for tuning in tonight. And as always, we'll see you next time. Good night, everybody. Thanks for watching.